The Fight for Education Equality by Austin Emery. Main points. My main points for the importance of giving every student an equal education are the civil rights movement in the 1950s and 1960s, fairness for lower-income families that lack the resources for a quality education, the necessity for an education for future success in a career, and the fix for spatial segregation and the natural parting of different groups of people. Civil Rights Movement. Brown v. Board of Education, Topeka, Kansas, is a court case that was passed in 1954 that makes segregation in public schools unconstitutional as it violates the 14th Amendment. A problem in the civil rights movement is socioeconomic resources. Minorities in some low-income parts of the country are not given the same resources, teachers, and facilities that other schools in high-income areas are given. These socioeconomic resources make a large impact on the way that kids are educated. One way teachers are trying to fix that is by online classes. Technological advancements such as new ways of tutoring and virtual instruction have been used to help give a better education to all students. Some tutoring systems are able to not only assess a student's current weakness, but also diagnose why the student is making the specific errors. Fairness for lower-income families. College is expensive, especially for those families in the lower middle class. Although there is financial help to give lower-income families money for college, the lower part of the middle-class families make too much money for financial help, and they do not make enough salary to actually help with the cost of a college education. Also, excessive student loans are very dangerous because it carries large amounts of debt after college. Children from lower-income families do not have the life experiences that children from higher-income families get, such as trips to another state or country for vacation, places like a museum, zoos, etc. These experiences allow students to have a bigger imagination. Necessity for future success. Students without a quality education are going to be less prepared for college because in today's world, not having a proper education and not gaining college degrees shuts off many gateways for a successful paying career. Students without a K-12 education are going to be less likely to get admitted to some colleges because of low test scores and also because of GPA due to lack of motivation from the education professionals. They are also going to get less money for college tuition because of the GPA and test scores. A good quality education maximizes students' cognitive and social capabilities, including their agency, confidence, knowledge, and imagination. There are two totally different groups of students, the advantaged and disadvantaged. The advantages and disadvantages that make up the two totally different groups may be attached to identities such as class, gender, race, ethnicity, or nationality. Fixing spatial segregation. Natural segregation occurs in public even though segregation is illegal. People of the same race tend to make friends or groups with individuals of the same race or ethnicity in places such as neighborhoods, schools, and churches. Spatial segregation can be a problem in which a rich town can refuse the building of houses for low-income families. This does nothing but further separate the advantaged and disadvantaged. Without the fairness of getting the same education as everyone else, it is already starting that student off unfairly. If the problem with education inequality is not fixed, the gap between success in minorities and other races will continue to increase. Solutions. A solution to fix education inequality is to increase parental involvement. Increasing parental involvement will result in increased motivation in schools. Another solution is to put former teachers in charge of the education system. This would be a good solution because teachers know how the kids behave in the classroom. They know what motivates certain kids and how to do so, and why types of groups do better, and if it has to do with parental involvement issues or one of the socioeconomic conditions that also affects other kids in the U.S. There are people in charge of the education system that have never taught a day in their lives, and they are expected to make decisions on how to make sure all kids get the right decision.